Just stay strong and stay real to me, baby. Cause shit can get real for me, baby. See them other bitches playing kill for me, baby. The one who's been real to me, baby. Stay strong and stay real to me, baby. Cause shit can get real.
Hey y'all, this is Teaerra. Welcome to The Spark. Again, I'm Teaerra. I'm the co-host of The Spark with Jasmine. I don't accept people that I don't know. Or if I don't follow them. But imagine that person with shorter hair and lighter. Because I haven't upgraded my picture yet. But I don't have.
Did you say whiter or lighter?
Lighter.
Oh, okay.
Lighter hair. But yeah, okay, so we're gonna jump, or not even jump, but we're gonna just like a little hop into my spiritual journey.
So sorry for the paper sounds.
That is Jasmine, that's not me. Usually it's me smacking the desk, but this is Jasmine ruffling through papers because she's never organized. Even though we organized this before we started this.
Wow,
this episode.
It'd be your own co-host. That is crazy.
It is always me. And that's fine. That's why we balance each other out. By the way, if I haven't said it yet, because I usually say it all the time, so I'm surprised I haven't said it yet. I am a big Scorpio energy over here. Alright? So I think she said that before.
Yeah, because I'm cringing
She's
over here.
Big
Leo energy, period.
Let's get into it. We're going to go and hop into my story, how I woke up to my life shambles. But yeah, my awakening happened after my grandmother passed away. My grandma passed away January 5th. Her birthday is January 10th. So that was really devastating for me at the beginning of the year.
Oh no.
My grandma was very special to me. She basically raised me. We have a very close bond. I have a lot of regret when it comes to her passing. So I was harboring that for 6 months of not really thinking about her being gone or just, accepting it. I knew she wasn't here, but it was really hard for me to be like, okay, she's at a better energy or she's free. I would say it, but it's really hard for you to believe it when you're hurting like that.
Right.
So yeah, I went 6 months of back and forth of I'm okay today, I'm not okay. And then in June, I actually sat down and was just like, this is just not something you can keep doing. I already knew, I told all my friends, I even told my husband, I told anyone who knows me that when it's time for her to transcend, I would not be okay. I already knew, when it was time to transition, it was not cool, that I wasn't going to handle it well.
When you say transition, what do you mean by that?
When she passed from this realm or this lifetime or leaving Earth, not being in the same physical place as I am. Right. I can't physically touch her, can't call her and just be like, hey, or just listen to my voice. The background with my grandma, she had a stroke when I went into my freshman year of high school. My grandpa had actually asked me to come down and move down there with them to help out. And I actually decided to stay in Columbus because I wanted to be with my siblings. I wanted to, be a teenager. I didn't really put that much pressure on myself to be a granddaughter, even though she would have done that for me, dropped it in a heartbeat, to come up here with me. But that was a selfish part on my end. And so that's something I've lived with since she had her stroke and has been in there. So yeah, I never got to really come to terms with the fact that happened. So when she left Earth and went in another realm or energy went somewhere else, it was very hard for me to deal with.
Because you never addressed that with her.
Yeah, never really got to have that moment. I actually had it. That's my dog. That's my dog,
right.
Biscuit. I'm sorry, y'all. I was supposed to let him go, but he's just sitting with me so nice.
Yeah, it's not me, guys, in the background breathing like that. I promise. It's her dog, Biscuit.
It is, but sometimes it might be her because she might go to sleep. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, I didn't get that moment with her, and so I was carrying that. That was mainly the big part of why I was so depressed for 6 months. But June 2019, I had a moment where I was just like, there's so much more. There has to be so much more. I was thinking a lot. I even found the journal that started it for me. It was a really, I showed Facebook or Instagram. I showed all my close friends the page, but
yeah, I seen it.
of that one day. But if you would read 2-3 days before, a week before, 2 weeks before, oh my God, I was telling Denzel I was so sad. I can feel how sad I was
when you started rereading it.
Yeah, it took over. I'm I am so sad. Wow, that was so sad for me to be in that place for such a long time. But yeah, I got into really learning to deal with death. And so I got into spirituality because I wanted to connect with her. She had visited me in a dream. And she was just so happy, and she was just so vibrant, and she was smiling, and she was joking, and she was like, I'm okay, you need to let it go, like, right. I'm fine. She even was like, your grandpa, I know what he's doing, but I don't even care. That's how fine and happy I am. Like, I don't care about nothing that's going on. You need to let this go. I'm happy. And I woke up in tears. Like, I was crying. Like, I can remember it vividly of just being, like, shocked to see her. Like, are you really here? And I was so happy. But I woke up and I was so sad. Like, it was just the realization that the only way I could connect with her is in a dream, or if it was just like, wow, she visited me. I don't know. Right. But I was sad that it ended, and I was in tears. And ever since then, I wanted to reconnect with her. Because I was always a person who had vivid dreams. But after that, I haven't had a vivid dream that I can remember like that since that time.
Since, what was it, June of 2019?
Seriously. And
That's crazy.
I've asked everyone, and I'm like, I haven't had a dream since, like, I sleep, no. Someone was like, you need to try mugwort, and they're like, you need to really connect with spirituality. Someone even was like, you know, and this is what I told you earlier.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be okay with them coming.
Yeah.
And I feel like I may have scared her away from coming to visit me, because she's like, you're sad still. Like, you should be happy.
I think you should sleep with a crystal. Like, I promise you, when I brought crystals in my home, my dreams, like you said, I've always been a vivid dreamer. But when I brought crystals in my home, my dreams are so vivid. Like, I mean, obviously, that's another story. I think it's real. Like, I mean, I think it's real. Everything that happens is real, right? Mm-hmm. But with the crystals, it just amplifies my dreams. So you should do that.
I'm gonna try it. Someone did say that you should sleep with a clear quartz crystal.
I do lapis lazuli, because that's really good for dreaming.
I never heard of them.
That clears your throat chakra too. Good for vivid dreaming, clear your throat chakra.
I didn't see one at the shop we went to, or I didn't hear that one. What does it look like?
It's blue. It's
Did you see it at the shop when we went? Oh,
I showed you it.
You did?
Yeah. I didn't want to put you out there. I'm just like looking at you like, yeah, I showed you it.
But okay, so when we go back,
it looks like the world. Honestly, you know how the world looks with water.
Pretty.
That's literally what it looks like.
Well, if I'm imagining it right.
Yeah, it literally is like the world in a crystal.
Well, I'm gonna try that.
So when you didn't have that vivid dream, do you feel like is that what pushed you to keep digging deeper?
Yeah, because if I didn't have that dream, I'm a person who, like, if it's not changing, then, and I can't control it. If it's not changing, then it is what it is. So I would have come to terms with, like, she's just not here. And I probably would have just, like how I did my grandmother Obi, who I'm going to talk more about later.
Okay.
When she passed away, I was in middle school, and I was extremely, like, I'm close to my grandma Walker, but she lived in Cincinnati, so I wasn't with her. I was with my grandma Obi, who lives here in Columbus. And I was with her every weekend. Planting, cleaning, all that type. Thrift shopping with her at church. So when she passed, my grades in middle school, like, I don't know if your grades can really drop, but and my mom could tell. But my mom and me actually had somewhat of like a great, good going run. Yeah, she noticed, and my teachers noticed, and so I just put her in the back burner of my head. Like, I just stopped thinking about her. Now, I think like other people do that though. You not deal with it, just I don't want to think about it right now. I'm not like, I am an extremely emotional person, but I hate showing emotion. Like, it bothers me, seriously. But I write a lot in my release.
So when you woke up from that dream, because I know I was just about to say, because you say you write a lot, did you journal that after you woke up from seeing your grandma?
I didn't journal it. I don't think I journaled it. I look in my journal. I talked about it. I talked out loud with my husband about it. I talked to my dad about it. I talked to my siblings. I even talked to one of my friends, and she was the one who told me, like, you're probably just blocking her. She probably knows that you're really sad, and she doesn't want to make you sad.
Right.
She wants you to be happy. So then I was like, well, how do I not be sad about her not being here? And then that's where you do the work.
You didn't have any tools with you. Like, when I say tools, no crystals.
Listen, y'all, I come from a Christian family. My mom has an aunt that is a deacon and a pastor. We have a church, First Church. Is it First Church?
I don't come from a religious
I don't know. One of these big churches here, my whole family is like big at, and we don't do this, okay? They don't believe in none of this. This is devil's work. Right. This is the devil's worship is what they would say. So no, I didn't have any crystals. I didn't have any sage. I didn't have anything.
But where are you at currently now? Like, do you want to see her in your dream again?
Of course.
So do you try to do anything?
Yeah, today. I was telling Jasmine earlier before we started recording.
Who, me?
We just gone over.
Stuff
we haven't seen each other in a while. We've been busy. So we're just catching up.
Right.
You know, on what our life is looking like. And I was telling her about this YouTube video I watched today. And she was letting us connect, or teaching us meditation on how to connect with your spiritual guide. And I actually felt her energy while I was meditating.
So you feel like your grandma is your spirit guide?
I feel like she's one of them, of course, because I'm always calling on her. Like, always calling. Like, her picture is right here. I say good morning to her every day.
Aw, she's beautiful.
Thank you. I say good morning to everyone over here almost every day.
You say good morning?
Yeah, good morning. I blow smoke in my sister-in-law's face. I'm smoking. Yeah, I put some water up here and ask them if they want any. You know, it's just...
Wow, that's so crazy.
And I was saying hi to them before I even realized what I was doing.
And when you say that, because obviously our audience don't know you, they're not in your house like I am. Would you consider this an altar?
I would. You know,
or a shrine.
A shrine more. I don't know if I would call it an altar. I would definitely call it a shrine.
Describe to our viewers what it is. Like, what do you have?
So I have. Okay, we got a portrait done. My sister-in-law Ashley passed away 2 years ago. So yeah, we got hit with her death and then my grandma's death, which was a lot. But we have a big portrait that we got painted of her on my wall. I also have a picture of my grandmother that passed away, my grandma Walker. I have a picture of my little it's a wall, and most people have pictures frames on their wall, but right. I just have the picture hanging up on the wall, and it's like just all their pictures with bright colors and things of my kids and updates on my kids and updates on us. I have pictures of me and my family, my brothers, my sisters, my best friend's mom. She's on my wall. My best friend, so close to her mom, and her mom, if you knew her, you were her daughter too.
You see your friend's mom?
Yeah, my friend Brittany. Her mom Rhonda's on my wall. So anyone who is important that I have a picture of, if I went to your funeral and you were important to me, I have a picture of you on my wall. If you were just important to me, period, I have a picture of you on my wall.
So, where's my picture?
Okay, so we had an incident this morning, like 2 hours ago, where my son was completely too honest. And I told him, you got to be careful about what you say to people. It's okay. Like, he's like, but you told me not to lie. Yeah, but
tell him what he said.
The thing being too honest. So Jasmine comes in the house, and Junior, he doesn't have a filter. He speaks his mind. So Jasmine's over here and asking if, sorry y'all, if y'all heard that was my phone. I slammed stuff.
We're currently looking for.
We're looking for Jasmine's phone. We're trying to multitask here. So anyway, basically, long story short, my son told her she looks better with her glasses than without them.
False.
I mean, but each their own.
Everyone I look good either way it goes.
Everyone has an opinion. He has the right to his opinion. Even though I told him he could have definitely kept it to himself, but, whatever. So, Jasmine, ask my question.
What question?
I don't know. What are you about to ask me? 1 second.
We left off at, you saw the picture is a shrine.
Yes, so I have a shrine, not an altar. So, yes. Now that I know the definition of both, and guys, this is such an authentic freaking recording.
The podcasts are supposed to be raw.
Yeah.
This is what a podcast is. This is not...
We're having a conversation.
This is not a radio show.
No.
This is not a talk show. This is a podcast of thoughts, opinions, a place where people can listen to those things.
Yeah. Different definitions for an altar and a shrine. An altar is a holy place. So when you go to church and they're like, meet me at the altar to pray, and this is a holy area where you're worshiping. Mm-hmm. And I still believe in God. He is all source. He is everywhere. He is all the creator of all. I believe in God. Christian.
Same.
But I worship God. I do not worship my ancestors. I honor them.
Period.
So, a shrine is a place created to establish communication.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So, your shrine is what I would call mine. Mm-hmm. Because I'm constantly communicating with them. In the mornings, like I said, I say good morning. If I'm smoking, like I said, I throw some smoke to my sister-in-law. My aunt's coming up. She came over and did the same thing. When I'm lost or I just don't know what to do, I'll like, Grandma, if you could just, I don't even need you to tell me what to do. If you could just hug me and just let me know it's going to be okay. And my voice cracks, so I get really emotional talking about her. Because I still have a lot of healing to do. But, yeah, my Uncle Zach is over here, and he's not like someone I would call for help. He's someone I would call to like make me laugh or put me in a good mood. like
yeah.
You know, like I wouldn't ask him for guidance or anything, and he knows that. But he's just someone I would call like, hey, Uncle Zach, what's up? Like, what you been doing, or what's going on up there? Or tell me a funny joke, or pinch my cheeks and make me smile, or something.
But
communicate.
I just find it so crazy because if you were doing this before you actually even realized that you was on your spiritual journey, I'm looking at your area right now. You have plants, you have water, you have candles, you have your crystals like citrine, rose quartz, clear quartz, and then you have stuff like when you said your sister smoked, and when you smoke, you blow the smoke on the picture. Like all those things, you're literally giving your ancestors, your past loved ones, you're giving them offerings without even knowing it. So that's so divine that you even went through that before you even realized what journey you were on.
It's so, like, the very first plant I ever got, her name is Cora. This is my baby. What
kind of plant is it?
She is a philodendron.
Don't even know pronounce that.
Okay. She's my baby. She's done trial and error with me. Like, I'm still learning how to properly take care of her, but we've been through a lot together, but she's still here. I recently learned what was giving her holes, so now that I've done what I need to do for that. But, it's so funny how it's not funny, it's really divine how I got her. I was just driving down the street, and I would not get the thought out of my head of buying a plant. Like, it would not leave me alone. Like, you need to get a plant. You need to get a plant. You need to get a plant. You need to get a plant.
That's my head right now.
And, yeah, and so I was at Aldi's. I went across the street to Lowe's. I went to the plant section, and she called to me, and I got her. And later came home, and I was on YouTube, and I clicked on one of the spiritual people I follow, and they're like talking about altars, and they're like some things that you would put on your altar, and one of them is a plant.
Right.
And I'm like, she was already sitting here, but I didn't realize like what I was doing until you actually came over one day, and you're like, oh, you actually have like one going on. I'm like, I didn't even think of it like
I said that?
Yeah, you're like, you already got one. So I said, I was like, I'm thinking of getting an altar.
Oh, okay.
And you're like, you already have one started, it looks like. And I'm like, huh.
That's crazy. I talk so much.
She literally talks so much, y'all.
Okay, listen, this is a podcast, but Teaerra could get smacked right now on the podcast.
She won't, but she is going to be honest. Okay, Jasmine just be talking. I literally caught her just now in one of her lies. Like, the literal generic lie she'll tell people to get out of stuff. Like, I'm like, wow. So, yeah. Okay, cool. Now I know. All right.
It'd be your Uncle Host, I swear.
So, if you ever heard her say, and that was me telling you what she said, she's going to block it out anyway. So, but if you've ever heard her say, like, my kids, it's taking longer than normal or expected.
I'm sorry, audience. You guys are never going to hear this.
She ain't coming. And it's not because of her kids or because it's taking longer than necessary. She don't want to. That's what that means. So, if you hear her repeating herself because she said something like 2 episodes ago, it's because she really don't know to be coming out of her mouth. She just be talking.
Wow, is that what happened? Is that what happened in my last episode?
No, the last episode was really good.
But I feel like this episode is for them to get to know Teaerra.
Yeah.
It's like, everything's on you. I'm just asking questions and listening to your story.
Just being her. No, let me tell y'all something. When I first met her, oh my God, she wouldn't leave me alone. Like, I don't know what it was.
I really wish they could see my face right now. You got me.
No, it's okay.
She got up.
We work together.
I'm blocking that out.
She doesn't.
We
worked at a previous employer together, and in training we got seated together. Mind you, I guess our last names are.
My last name's Walker.
My maiden name is Walker, but my new name is
Shut up!
I told you that.
I didn't remember.
I told you that the day we met. Like,
it probably went over my head. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, because she was just on a mission. I don't know what her mission was, but it was not to leave me alone.
I was doing God's work.
No, she was being nosy as hell, wanting to know everything, asking all these damn questions, and I'm like, I'm Scorpio. I don't answer these questions. Like, leave me alone. No, seriously. We were in the class. We sat next to each other. I think her question was like, "How are you?" or what, or like, "How did you get this job?" or some shit. I don't know what the hell she said. I just looked at her and I'm like, and I gave her the answer. Then I went back to my desk.
Definitely followed. We
sit next to her. She's not really following. She just looked over the stall again, like, asking more questions. I'm like, girl. But anyway, it's like, yeah, she hates when not getting attention, and I hate giving attention.
I'm working on it. Yeah,
I was silent on purpose, but.
Oh wow, I'm definitely working on it. You freaking. I'm gonna have to put a whole bunch of bleeps.
I'm just saying. She definitely does. She's a Leo, y'all. She can't help it. She really can't.
Yeah, like sitting back, not trying to talk in on
it's really story. Like y'all should see her like holding her hands, like reminding herself not to talk. Like it's really hard, and she's yawning to stop from talking. Big Leo energy over here.
Okay, so you know, back on subject. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, really wasn't off subject, but just back to your story.
Divine.
Where are you now in your spiritual?
Yeah, I'm still lost. No, I don't think I'm as
You're not lost.
I am. No, it is. It's like a tunnel. It's like once you think you understand one thing, something else comes and it's like, wait a minute, but you got to add this in there for this to make actual sense. Like this is only part of the answer. There's a whole other part 2 to the. It's like a 3, 4, 5 infinite long question that you have to write an essay question or something. And there's so many parts you put into it.
I get what you're saying.
If you don't get what that happens to me a lot. She talks a lot, but I ramble and it doesn't make any sense.
But it does. You're just saying like, even though like this is the first part of you getting to your spirituality journey, but there's so much more to the spectrum that you have to learn.
There's so much more. Like I feel like I've got the basics. Like I know not to freaking light sage in the house with the doors and windows closed. Like that happened to me once actually when I first got it. And let me tell you how it happened. I had just learned about this. Is before Nipsey actually died, y'all. Okay, so I'm not jumping on the bandwagon.
Rest in paradise.
Rest in paradise.
Oh, and then also
energy is infinite.
Sending love and light to everyone that's on your shrine and to Nipsey.
Oh, thank you.
Love and light on your next transition.
I'm sure they'll appreciate that. But yeah, I had just listened to Nipsey's interview on the Breakfast Club, and he had dropped a lot of gems, a lot of jewels, and he made me want to learn a lot more about spirituality. About investments, about self-love, self-help, community. He inspired me to learn a lot. And so I had actually just got some sage. Don't know why I got the sage. I just got it because people used it, and I knew that in spirituality,
right,
that you're supposed to use it. But yeah, so I just lit it up, walked around my house. Now, it didn't happen once. This happened for like a good week straight. I will wake up every morning and sage my house before everyone wake up. Now,
really?
This is before I knew that you're supposed to open your doors and windows. So my kids would wake up and come downstairs. My husband like, what the smell? I'm like, you must have some demons in you, because this is bothering me. Like, this is bothering y'all. Like, I need to do this more. My kids, because I'm telling you, I'm like, I'll be worried. Like, but yeah, they're like, that smells terrible. Like, make it stop. And I'm just like, maybe I just need to do it more. Then I realized, like, no, first of all, you're overdoing it. Second of all, you're not doing it right at all, period. Like, you got spirits running around in circles. You're like, okay, I'm just going to look from one area to this area.
And the nerve of you to say that they got demons in bed.
Man, like.
And you over here trapping them in your house.
Trapping them. Man, they got demons in them already.
I know people
your mom
like,
invited
crazy.
Man, they crazy. I'm sure they've done it too. Everybody, it's trial and error. This whole journey is trial and error. No one's going to know everything the right way the first time around. And
that's just life. I mean, I never even burned sage until you gave me some of your sage.
Really?
I still haven't burnt it all. I haven't sit in my seashells.
She's been burning Palo Santos, y'all, which is not bad.
Yeah, they're just endangered. But yeah, I burned Palo Santo.
Mm-hmm. But it's not. It's to uplift your energy.
Yeah.
Not to clear it and cleanse it.
I mean, just to chime in, honestly, I feel like if your intention's right or right on anything, incense. So I use Palo Santo to clear out energy in my home.
But to be clear, blue sage is perfectly fine, which I use. Blue sage and rosemary. If you go to the shop that she linked or told you guys about in the last episode, go check that one out if you haven't.
We're still going to link it again.
Yeah, we're going to link it anyway. She will tell you about yourself, and she will not sell you anything that is endangered or anything that is not of spirit, that is not blessed. And she's definitely going to give you a homework lesson or any type of background on what you're doing. And if she doesn't know, she ain't going to tell you, and she's going to tell you to look that shit up yourself.
You're talking about Mamba Liz, right? From
Yes.
Yours Liz?
Mamba Liz.
Yeah.
Yes. The very first time I met her, oh man, it was like, there was so much energy in that room. But remembered that I had seen her at Kroger.
Oh, okay.
And then I went into her shop. I'm like, oh wow, isn't that, you own this place? Wow, okay,
How
cool.
divine.
How divine. And we live, like, my house is 10 minutes away from her store, so she has to live close by if I'm running into her.
Right, at Kroger's.
So when I went in there, I was just like, I didn't know what to expect, because I've never been inside a metaphysical store. Oh
my god, I forgot. I'm thinking you've been in one this whole time. That's crazy.
Like, no, my herbs and sage, one of my friends would drop it off to me. Like, she sells it.
Oh, that is interesting.
Drop it off to me. Yeah.
You seem so, okay.
What? I seem so what?
Like you knew what's up in the store. Like, I'm thinking this ain't your first rodeo, buddy.
Oh, it wasn't. I had been there before. Like, earlier. I had been there before.
Oh, yeah,
you got
but
there.
that was your very first time in an actual store. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, so I knew everything. Like, I had asked all the questions I wanted to ask, and, you know, she gave me her opinion on everything. Like, I had been there, like, an hour before you got there.
Oh, okay.
Just shopping around, and
because I said I was 5 minutes away.
which is, again, God, she said she's 5 minutes away. She's lying.
Well, anyone that's listening to this podcast obviously knows what BPT is. Black people time. 5 minutes is really 30 minutes in my book.
Period. And an hour, you might as well reschedule. So, yeah. Because, yeah. But anyway.
Everything's divine.
Divine time.
So I just have a couple more questions. So we really do appreciate you being vulnerable and opening up about your spiritual journey and your awakening with your grandma. That's what you would call it, right? Because you're Scorpio and it's hard for you to open up.
Very proud of that.
And I'm just glad that you're communicating that with us. And then you currently, basically, you said that you feel a little lost right now in your journey. But what are your next steps that you want to take right now?
I am currently looking for a mentor.
But what are you looking for in a mentor? Like, what type of mentor?
I want someone who is not afraid to check me, who, like, is knowledgeable, but not knowledgeable because they read it, but because they lived it.
Okay.
Like, they practice the shit that they preach. And a lot in this today, and I know this seems so weird coming from me because I'm new to it, but, like, today, there are so many people claiming to be healers, claiming to be light workers, claiming to, you know, and everybody has a gift. No matter who you are, you were born with a gift, whether it came from your lineage or God just seen fit to give you one, you have it. However, not everyone has mastered it. Not everyone knows exactly what they're talking about. Some people are just reading something off of a meme and calling it facts. So I want someone who's been in it for a while, before this became taboo, before it became a trend to burn sage, before it became a trend to get readings, who's been doing the work for a long time. So yeah, I'm looking for a mentor. I am currently I'm taking out trying out of my vocabulary, because I am creating a safe environment for spirit to feel welcome with me in my home. And that's just talking to it all the time, allowing it to freely run through me, to talk. I give it permission to speak. I give it permission to work through me all the time, to think sometimes when I can't. And I'm working on my intuition. I had a problem, which I did journal work with my intuition, not trusting it, because I didn't trust myself for and I still struggle with it. Trusting myself in the decisions and thoughts that I have. So I am being stronger intuitively. So I pulled tarot cards, and that's helping me with my intuition trusting, because if it doesn't resonate, like, girl, you just be making shit up. And if it does, it's like, oh wow, that really, you did listen, and that is what it's supposed to be.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm doing those things. I am watching more spiritual work. I listen to Hertz frequencies to get spiritual spiritually stronger while I'm sleeping. I meditate a lot more in the mornings.
Are you going to post one of your hurts under the video?
Yeah, I just look up, and actually my friend Mariah, shout out to you if you are listening, because I'm going to tell you to listen, and I appreciate you for
shout out
doing
to you,
that.
Mariah.
She actually put me on the hertz frequencies because I could not focus. I was venting to her one day, like, I was in school. I can't focus for shit. I don't want to be here. Like, I don't feel inspired or motivated to do any of this. This is just not what, I'm having a real tough time. And she's like, well, when you go to bed, and it's actually because we were both on the Pattern, that app, and we linked our patterns together.
Okay.
And she was like, you need to go ahead and turn on these hertz frequencies. I forget which one she told me, and put the earbuds in before you go to bed and listen to that all night. And when you wake up, I bet you're focused. And I did. And I wasn't focused on school because I didn't want to do that shit. I was dead serious. Like, this is not something that, it's so weird because I'm a good student. Like, in high school and middle school, I was great.
Right.
As an adult, I don't want to do this shit. Like, this is not something I feel. Anyway, so I was focused on everything else. But I'm going to drop some of those channels that I listen to.
Yeah, I'm going to check them out.
Did I tell you to? Yeah, I did.
Oh, wow.
I forgot I told you to.
Yeah.
I want to hear how bossy I come off on this. Because she makes it seem like I am just this bossy, like...
Is seem the word?
Yes, it is the word. Seem. Because it's not real. It's not realistic.
I feel like this is a trigger. I didn't say anything. I'm just sitting back interviewing you. Where you came from, how you started your journey, where you feel like you're at in your journey, and where you want to be and what you're working on currently right now, and what you want out of this journey. But how does your family feel about this? You say you come from a Christian background, so we got to know.
All right, my dad, I've been waiting to tell y'all this story since she got here. Cause did I tell you it?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
A little bit.
It was like, it's funny to me. I think it's hilarious. But my family is just, my sister, she is into it because she's just an open-minded person. Now, that is one of the Leos that I absolutely love. My sister is like, but she has a Scorpio moon, though, so it makes sense. So we vibe, and she gets me, and I get her, and it's just love.
Is this your little sis?
Yes, my baby sister.
Aww.
But she's about to be 18. Anyway, so she's
open-minded.
open-minded. Baby. Yeah, she's open-minded to it, and she actually let me pull some cards on her.
Yes.
My dad, the day I pulled the cards, my dad was here. Both my parents were divorced, so the fact that they're in the same home at the same time, I have to sage when they leave. They do not, like, oof, it makes me so heavy. But my dad walked in while she was pulling her cards, and I was reading them.
Okay.
And my mom actually walked in. My mom was excited to see it, and she's like, "Oh my God, my grandmother used to pull cards. I didn't know that you had an interest in doing that." And I'm like, "I didn't. It was just, I was just called to do it one day, and I bought cards." And she's like, "Yeah, your great grandmother was big time into this. So lineage,
wow, right,
divine." However, my dad walked in after her, and she's like, "Tony, look what your daughter is doing. You remember? I told you my great." He's like, "Oh hell no, that's that devil shit."
Here we go.
Like, oh my God, like, Dad. I turned around like, what? But I wasn't surprised because I already know. Like, I've never talked about this with my dad,
right?
Because I already know how he is. But he's like, "Oh no, that's that devil shit. That's the evil. You welcome demons and shit over there. I'm doing nothing to do with that. Keep that over there." And I'm just like, all right. So I don't talk about. I mean, it's not something I'm ashamed of, my journey and spirituality. I just don't feel the need. I don't care about everyone's opinion, so
right.
I don't need to tell you for you to feel like you have to
accept me. I'm already accepted myself.
It is what it is.
I don't need, what is it?
And I'm usually a person of validation. I'm a person who needs validation. Like, I definitely.
That's how I seek out too. Well, I'm working on it.
And I am too, and because it's big. Like, I needed it to even feel good about myself at one point. Like, I needed someone to tell me, like, "Yo, you look good." Like,
so you don't care that your family accepts your spiritual journey or not. They're gonna get what they get. It is what it
is. So, like, either you love me or you don't. But I don't. Only reason why I say that is because I'm confident in the fact that my family would still love me, even if
right. And you're just being authentic. Like, when you literally break out that type of shell, you are who you are. You're just showing the world who you are.
Just not caring that
You should.
They're just not accepting their doubts and fears and letting it mask mine. Because I told my dad, he's like, you playing with those cards, you don't know what you're going to get. And like you said, I told him the same thing. I'm like, it's all about your intent. Like, if my intent is to be good and to have light and love, and that's what I want to receive, and that's what I'm giving to the world, then why would I receive anything but that?
Right. It's just faith. Like, every religion uses the word faith, right? You're supposed to have faith. So what's the difference with spirituality? And I feel like we need another episode for this to talk about why people with religion feel like spirituality can't mix when it's literally the same thing. Like, we're doing. It's just your own connection with God, or your how you say deity or deity.
Oh, we got to talk about that too.
Yeah, like what do you connect with? If you connect with the universe, any connection that you're showing gratitude.
Is it deities or deities? If you know the difference, deities or deities.
Yeah, don't get me started because y'all know I pronounce stuff wrong.
Tell us, because I don't want to be walking around here, and if I go to Ebonee-Living store and she tells me I said it wrong, she's not going to say it nicely. So, you do know, please tell us. Now, I will say, there is some shit I ain't getting down with. Like,
I just don't do voodoo. I'm sorry. I will take the hoodoo classes.
I want the background on the African spirituality of hoodoo. I want to understand exactly what it is. I don't see myself. But, again, we don't know what it is to say we're not going to do it.
Right, that's what I said. In the future,
Yeah, like, we could be practicing it right now and not even know that's the definition.
Right, people say what we do is witchcraft, and I'm like, what's wrong with witches?
Well, yeah, because literally a witch is a wise person. Craft is something that you're good at.
Period. So I'm just like, okay, because this guy at my job, my career, I always like to say career because I'm not tied to a job. I'm doing it because I want to. He was just like, you got that witchcraft around your neck because I have my citrine necklace. And I'm just like, boy.
So I went to the hospital a couple months ago, and a nurse actually had amethyst on. Her crystal was gorgeous. Like, it was...
Yeah.
I was the only thing I could look at. It was huge. And I could understand why she has it as a nurse, carrying all those energies around in that hospital with all these people touching. Like, would you not allow her to mess with you? Or like...
Right. People just say stuff that they just don't know about. But that's fine with me. I think it's so interesting. I feel like everyone's spirituality journey is different. Because we were just talking about this in the group. You know, Cherish asked, how did your spirituality journey start and stuff like that. Yeah. But everyone's journey, I feel like, aligns at some point. You went through something traumatic. It started your journey. You got curiosity about it, and you started digging deep, and you started taking a dive, and that's it. There's no turning around. It's like,
I am so fascinated with the people who were born into their spirituality. Like, how my daughter and my kids are just going to be born into it. Like, they're to, like, ask all these and
questions.
Wonder these questions. Like, there's a girl I follow, Jessica, on YouTube, The Hottie Life. And she was talking about how her intuition is so strong because her mom used to train her. Like, the women in her family are all intuitive. And her lineages is so strong. They practice this shit.
Oh, that's what you mean. That's amazing. Yeah, that's what I'm doing with my kids.
Yeah, like, I'm so fascinated with family lineage and people who actually understand the gift.
I feel like their curses have been broke, though.
Yeah,
and we're breaking our generational curses as we speak right now, if not already broken. Like, your family, my family's not a super Christian family. Like, we go to church every Sunday. But they are, like, they're very close-minded about what I do. And I don't mean to offend you guys if you're listening, but... the truth hurts sometimes. You guys are very close-minded about my spiritual journey. I've been very open about me losing a lot of friends because they feel uncomfortable with it. But with me, I'm so optimistic. If I don't know something, I want to learn about it. Just because I'm not going to judge it off the book. And I feel like I'm so judged off of that. But that makes me feel good because it knows that I'm still staying true who I am. And nobody's going to change my belief system. Period. And that's on that.
Period. And that's that on that. She said what she said. Period.
And I just feel like everyone in their spiritual journey goes through that.
But you're going to lose a lot of... I mean, even if you weren't on a spiritual journey, thank God that you are, though. And the reason you are losing the friends is because Spirit is just like, these are not your people. This is not your tribe.
I just feel like everyone's on a spiritual journey. They just... either you recognize it or however you want to...
keep doing the same cycles over and over again.
Yeah, like when you do stuff and you don't even realize, like, this is actually like your altar or your shrine. Or when I'm always showing gratitude, I always talk out loud and always like, thank you. Before I send my ancestors, I always like, thank you, Grandma, for... meeting my grandpa and starting this family. I would do stuff like that.
They're literally, when y'all be pouring your beer
on the
dead homies.
Yeah.
Yeah, your liberations.
You're doing offerings.
That's literally work. libations. That's what it's. You're offering.
Like, I just feel like everyone has a different avenue.
Yeah.
If you want to be a Christian and seek out your religion that way, that's your avenue. You want to be spiritual, but don't tell me what I do is evil. I feel like I have a connection, a strong connection with God. What is evil about that?
But I feel like it's only Christians. Like, Catholics and Christians, like, those are the only people I hear, like, having a extreme concern with people tapping into spirit other than inside of
but
a
it's just like when you're feeling the
prayer.
Holy Spirit, what is that? You're connecting with spirit.
I'm saying, if they are the only group of people I hear have a problem with you connecting with spirit outside of a church and a Bible. Sorry.
Period. She's passionate.
I'm passionate.
If you heard that.
If you heard me banging my nails on the table, I'm so sorry. I've been doing so well.
But right now, it used to trigger me because I feel like if something triggers you, honestly, that means you need to work on it yourself. Because something someone else does or says should not trigger me.
Should not bother you.
And now when people just say it, I just like laugh to myself, like, okay, that's your opinion. I'm not going to defend it. I'm not going to defend myself every time with someone. So most of the time, I just won't say nothing at all. And I'm just like,
I'm just so fascinated with my growth that I really don't care about.
Yeah.
Because it's working for me.
Like, you said something earlier about learn the person who you are now because you're not the same person. Like, say that again. What did you say? Like, you actually quoted.
I can't remember. I just, like, it just flows. I was a reading, so it wasn't, like, my thoughts.
Oh, yeah, and she did a reading on me, guys, before we even started.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So the energy is really high.
Very high.
It kind of drained me, low-key.
I told you my crown area is just tingling, and I'm getting sleepy.
Like, learn about the chakras. I might post something about the link below, but my throat chakra was, like, getting really tight. And throat chakra has something to do about communication.
And that came up for her in her reading more than once. And I didn't pull a lot of cards, and I let her pull a few.
Yeah.
So it was really her. I wanted to make sure this was not about me. This is about her. So she needs to hear it, because sometimes with the energy, if you're really connecting with yourself, it's not going to come out the right message. It's not going to make sense.
Right. It's just like when I do with my pendulum.
Yeah.
Did I talk about me? If I talk about it, who cares? But because y'all on my goddamn podcast. So let me not be aggressive with my audience.
Okay. All right.
But like with my pendulum, I always double check with my pendulum. I always know I'm protected.
She asks permission.
I ask permission. Yeah. I say, is this my higher self and only my higher self? Because I want to make sure that I'm connecting with my higher self. Because I am connecting with spirit. When my pendulum is my spirit guides, my ancestors, whoever's present. But I don't want to do that with my triple pendulum. I just literally want my higher self thoughts, and that's it. I want to connect with my higher self.
And that's why intent and people.
And
I remember you said one of your friends
me.
Was like, "Be careful with meditation."
Yeah, cord cutting.
Literally, so weird. I don't understand why you have to be why that scares people. You literally, when you're sitting in the church, what are you doing? You're sitting there quiet with your hands in a certain way, talking to God.
Isn't that segregation, right?
Segregation.
Is that segregation when they're all like sitting together? Is that what that's called?
Integrated together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Segregated is the part.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Integrated is together.
Yeah, like when you guys are all sitting there singing and stuff like that. Yeah. That's all.
Grab your neighbor's hand. Okay.
And then the person in the front, if you you know,
leads prayer.
Yeah. What is these like black churches like Baptists and stuff? When you're like, wow, I'm feeling the Holy Spirit. You're feeling spirit.
Yeah.
But what's different when I say I'm connecting with spirit?
Exactly. I don't understand. Like, I'm literally just
answer these questions, and I'm not attacking any religion at all. This is not what this is about. I just have questions, and that's another thing. Y'all don't like to. Sorry, let me not say y'all. You guys, some of you that are Christian, don't like to question the church. Why? We are humans. Like,
yeah, I was like that. I used to get so upset. Like, how dare you question this? Like,
yeah, I'm like, I can question God. Like,
how dare you? Like, why would you ever?
That just makes me seem like I feel like. You know, you guys are probably gonna roast the out of me for this, but I don't care. This is a podcast and this is raw, and I'm starting to get realer with you guys. I feel like religion scares you. Like, I don't want to be part of anything that creates fear. There's nothing in spirituality. It's like, if you don't do this and that, you're gonna go to hell. It's just like, you're gonna learn the lesson, and you're gonna have to. You're gonna learn the lesson again until you can fix it. But in a Christian world, if you commit adultery, something's gonna die in life. But I feel like with the spiritual world, something will die when you do certain things, but that's like a rebirth.
Something's gonna be born again.
Again. But you guys, like, it's like fear-based in religion. I just don't understand. Like, it's such a thin line between spirituality and religion. I'm just like,
I feel like it's just when you have religion, it's a easy way to control the mass. If you don't want a lot of people doing these things, and you want to control them, yeah, let's put the fear of God into them. Like,
Yeah.
I always tell my kids, I tell them, everybody, if you want your kids to listen to you, you gotta put the fear of God in them early. And now I'm thinking about it like, wow, yeah. If you want the mass population to listen to you,
It's
you gotta
fear.
put the fear of God in them. Like, yeah, if you steal that from the store, yeah, you're going to hell because thou shalt not steal.
And then you're like, are you really doing this with right intentions, or are you doing this because you don't want something bad to happen?
Exactly. And then repent. What is repenting besides saying I'm sorry? Like, I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I just don't get it. And I'm not bashing any religion. I just, I'm questioning it. I don't understand
I mean,
it.
they question us.
With-
And I'm not bashing because, like I said, my family is a Christian
Right,
background, and we practice the same
You
thing.
only talk about what you know about.
Yeah, and this is my own experience. Like, I don't understand why it's so, like, I don't know who's all listening, but we're African American.
Yep.
We're not literally from this area. Like, we're not from this land. My natural ancestors did not practice Christianity. Christianity was not a thing until foreigners came on their land and brainwashed them into, releasing their traditions to blend with their own, to control.
Right.
Now, I don't understand how we are in a time where everyone is so pro-black and so melanated, and so let's get to know our ancestry. Let's do African DNA tests. Let's find out what tribe I'm from. But you don't want to know the religion or not the religion, but the practices that they had, or
Period.
Or their like how they originated. Like,
they're like, oh no, that's off the spectrum.
That's not what I can do. But I know I have, like, that blood is in you.
Yeah.
And it's going to show, like, it's going to come eventually. A gift that you find demonic or something, or a thought that you feel is inappropriate.
Right.
It's going to continue to happen.
Exactly. Like, I'm telling people, I'm an open book. You guys know that. Probably each episode is just going to keep getting deeper and deeper. I'm telling people that I've seen a spirit before for the first time. And they're like, oh, they're like putting their fingers with a cross up. Like, oh, you can't be around me. And I'm like, but the spirit that was around me was good. And you don't have to tell me. I don't have to recheck it. I just know that I'm always protected and my intentions are well, so nothing bad is going to happen to me.
And I was literally just talking to my family, like my husband and my kids, a couple days ago. And we have a dog. We just got a dog like 3 weeks ago. Oh, that's who you heard, Biscuit.
Yeah, breathing hard.
Yeah. But when he came here, I had already been telling them, like, I feel like we have a spirit in this home, and I really do believe it's my sister. She'll come and visit, and I do think it's anyone else. Anybody else could be in, because everyone's been in this house.
Right.
This is familiar. We've been in this house for so long. Anyone that we knew has been here.
Right.
So the dog, animals have their veil is not down, where they can still see spirit. Mm-hmm. And so Biscuit was upstairs in my kids' room. Mm-hmm. That's the same room my sister-in-law slept in.
Okay. And
he was just staring at the window, like not at the window, but at the door. Mm-hmm. Mind you, it's like there's no one there, and he's just like growling at it,
just like what he did to your husband when he came in the door.
And they're like, no one's there. Like, you hear the kids like, Biscuit, cut it out. There's no one there. And I'm like, I told you there is someone here, just not physically. Like, you physically can't see them, but I believe someone is here, and Biscuit can see.
And that scares people. They think like, now you're doing stuff you shouldn't be doing. I'm just like,
I don't know. My husband's side of the family, though, like, they are not as, like, I feel like there's limitations to what they would do or believe, but they're very open-minded to the possibility.
Right.
Of what, because I actually learned about crystals from my mother-in-law and my aunt and my mother-in-law and her wife. Okay. And then my aunt. They taught me about crystals, so they had them in their home. And I'm like, why do you have rocks in here?
They call them rocks?
Yeah. I'm like, these are pretty rocks. Like, what are they doing here? These are a nice pink rock. Like, where'd you get this from? Did y'all get this when you were on vacation? Just like, no, sweetie, those are crystals. Like, for energy in your home. Like, cleanse your energy.
These are pretty rocks.
Keep your vibrations high. I'm like, I don't know what y'all talking about, but these are pretty. Yeah, they're just more open to it. So I would feel more comfortable asking them questions and talking. They're not afraid to, like...
That's like yin and yang, though. My mom's side of the family, no. They're not touching it. Mm-mm. They're like, you do what you want, but I'm not speaking on it. That's not what we do. Christian background. Mm-hmm. But not really church every Sunday. My dad's side of the family, very spiritual, very open-minded. I can go on.
Is there a difference between the two? Like, can you feel different energies when you're around them?
Yeah, but I just, like, and, you know, I'm doing inner child work right now. I know this, like, I've never really felt that close to my dad's side of the family just because of issues that went on with my mom and my dad. I know my dad, I went over his house every other weekend, type of thing, but I always felt distant from his side of the family.
Gotcha.
But I always had a bigger connection. Like, I feel like they're more musically inclined. I can play, like, 6 different instruments. My spiritual side is in tune with them. I can't get that side with my mom's side.
Do you think you got your like, that's where your gifts come from then?
Yeah, for sure.
Lineage. I can't talk.
Yeah, definitely from my dad's side. Definitely, like, just the stuff that I used to learn about back then from my dad and my uncle and my aunt. Everyone is just, like, my aunt's a very private person. She's Pisces, so, but I'm not going to say her name on here. I'm not going to say her name, but every time I usually get spiritual advice, like, I'm going to her. Or I go to my sister, Taylor. She's a Libra, but she always goes to my aunt and my dad's side family. Yeah. And we all resonate on that side. Mom's side is like, whoa, what are you doing? Like, my family, I'm like the weirdo of the family on my mom's side. They're like, what is she doing? She got her crystal. She's doing her pendulum stuff. Be careful. Don't do that in my house. People say stuff like that. And I'm like, okay.
No, that's fine. I don't do nothing
in nobody else's house.
Yeah, because
like, I'm not trying to pick up on their energy.
I don't know. Y'all got, I don't know.
But I always got my crystal on me.
Yeah, I actually haven't worn my crystal. Well, mind you,
I needed it, though. I needed to wear more yellow. I needed more confidence in my life.
And that is so crazy. Like, it's not crazy. It's divine. Okay. I had changed. My favorite color used to be blue. Mm-hmm. Then out of nowhere, it changed to yellow.
Yep.
Then figured out, yeah, you got that chakra that you really need to work on. Yeah. That's the color, and you really need to work on that. Now, my favorite thing right now is lavender.
That was mine.
I love me some lavender right now. I'm obsessed with it.
Mine is orange. Anything orange or yellow is like catching my eye. Fall colors. Like, I want to dye my hair.
That's those chakras that you
need to work on.
And
I think that's my sacral. Mm-hmm. We need to have an episode of breaking down each chakra.
Yeah, I'm still learning. But yeah, it's definitely beginner 101. What we know, what we don't know. This journey, if you are on this journey and you've been on it for a while, or if you're new and you have, like,
I'm just so grateful I woke up. That's all I can say.
That's how I feel most
days.
days.
I could really just be still, depressed me. Yeah. Or just, like, oblivious me, just not knowing.
So, yeah, that's what I was saying, though. If you are on this journey and you have been on it for a while, or you're new, or you're moderate, listen, please drop comments on what you've done, what you've learned, and what I should look out for, or what you've noticed on your journey. I would love to talk. I'm a person that reviews. Like, if I could review everything in the world, I would be so happy. I would just be so happy to bounce people's ideas, because I love knowing what people are thinking. Like, it just makes me...
Ouch. You stepped on my toes. Thank you for the awkward silence.
I don't know where she was going with that, but...
yeah, don't ever cut me off again. And welcome to the
not
spark.
The fact that she cut me off first, though, like... Whoa, I was all the way in the middle of a whole... Yeah, because it was a big whoa. I was in the middle of a whole sentence. Like, it was about to get ripped. Like, I was talking about your story.
Working on it.
And she came out... What did you even say? It wasn't even near, like, the level of I was talking about. Like, what did she say? Like, run that back. I want to know what was so important.
This girl that came up to the mic.
Yeah, because I want to know now. Like, what was so important that you had to cut me off in the middle of what I was saying?
Since Teaerra's running the show today, our next episode's going to definitely be a collab where we go back and forth.
This is a collab. You do not do well with being quiet. Like, you've talked most of this episode. What are you talking about? This is not a
Somebody
episode. Please
send me a dolphin link. So every time she comes at me, I can just throw that dolphin sound.
Why?
Because I'm not feeling it.
Well, that's your personal opinion. You have a right to it. But I'm not saying it's right, but whatever.
So, whenever you're ready to wrap up the show, you can.
Oh, yeah. Can someone say if they like listening to music in the background? Because that helps me stay awake. When I start talking too much, I get sleepy. And I don't like talking about myself, so then I feel like I'm talking too much.
What, when you're on the podcast or just in general?
In life. I'm a very private person.
Yeah, I talk a lot.
Yeah, I know.
And then when I hear somebody so quiet for a long time, I'm like, hey, you still listening?
Again, back to validation. No, back to how we found out about each other. She wouldn't leave me alone because it was so silent in the room. She had to talk, and I guess Spirit moved her to talk to me. I'm grateful because we have a podcast together now, which is great. Awesome. So,
I actually had a dream. Who had the dream first, me or you?
About what?
The podcast, us working together. And I hit her up in a text message with like 8 paragraphs saying like how we're going to work together. And I kept talking about how I wanted a podcast when we used to work together.
And I literally found, I sent her the a picture of it. I found one of my journals from last year, and literally a year ago, it said what I want to work on, and it said working on getting my life coach certification and getting a podcast. And literally a year later, here we are. Isn't that crazy? It is divine. Crazy. It's divine.
But, like, while we're talking about this, just moving steps forward, like, everybody knows we're getting more content. Obviously, you guys are getting a double upload, so you're welcome. And you're getting to learn us on a personal level, because I did a solo podcast, and now this is basically hers.
It's not at all.
And I said what I said.
She said what she said.
But I think with you pulling cards, like, we're going to incorporate that in the channel. I think that'd be really cool.
It would. Now, I do want to put a disclaimer. Okay, I am not coming for anyone in the tarot world. I am not claiming to know everything about tarot. I am a beginner. I am a newbie. I am just drawn and called to it. I have a extreme infatuation. I have been given instruction by Spirit not to become obsessed with it and to, leave it alone, sit down for a little bit, walk away from it. But if I do pull cards just for energy or for you or whatever, I am not an expert. I am practicing, I am learning. And if you feel the desire, feel the call to practice with me, I would be forever grateful. Thank you.
Wow, your voice is so soothing. I literally felt like I was watching her pull a card.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
She's a hater, by the way. She's such a hater. Yeah. If we're not talking about Leos, then you know how that goes.
So I have a new business card.
Yes, they're so dope, y'all. She showed me it, and I think it is so nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. A new _intuitive podcast.
What is this episode going to be called, Teaerra?
Oh, yeah, we got to come back to that.
Because we have to title it, and then you have to close this out.
Yeah, so we're going to call this... We're going to close it out, though. We are going to close it out. I'll tell you that. I just want to say complete gratitude because I was able to get to this before Jasmine got to say what she was trying to say. That makes me very happy. So thank you, Spirit, for divine time. And I'm grateful and so thankful to be a part of this. For y'all, whoever is listening now, in the future, this video is timeless. And if you catch it in the future and you see how far we've grown from now, leave a like and comment so we know, and we'll come back and like, wow, she still talks too much. And I'm just very thankful for y'all. Thankful for Jasmine for having me on here. This is an episode of our journeys and just a Q&A of how we got to where we are now. It's not a complete story, but it's a summary. I hope that was enough for y'all. And I look forward to doing this again on the next episode. Thank y'all for checking out the Spark. All right, so thank y'all for listening and tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe to our podcast, to our YouTube, our Instagram accounts. Bye.